I saw on Facebook. Facebook is always, gee, Facebook is like McDonald's and Coca-Cola. How they rule the world. People post stuff, and sometimes it's ridiculous. Sometimes it's just downright stupid, and sometimes it can be really cool. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna talk about one of those stupid ones. I saw somebody put it on there, some kind of um, um, a picture with a quote on it, and it said something like, "Wake up 1 hour earlier, and you'll be living 1 hour more in your life." And I thought, what a bunch of baloney shit. Yeah. Um, so this, a lot of people, they don't realize that sleeping is just as important as being awake. Both serve a purpose. We need both. It's just like with your lungs. They teach you this with every breath. Yeah, that we need to, not only do we need to give, but we need to receive too. We need to, give help, and also we need to ask for help. We need to do both. Neither one makes you better than the other. When you have a belief system that says it's better to give than to receive, you're automatically putting yourself above those who are receiving. That's duality. The truth is, in Lakota law, you have to do both. They are both important. The reason why is because when you ask for help, see, you know what that's like. So when somebody comes to you and asks for help, you know what that's like. You know what they're going through. That makes you want to help them even more. That's why it's important. It's a tradition. It's a human tradition. It's what our bodies teach us all the time. The same argument is true for being awake and being asleep. We need to experience both. Both are very crucial to our lives. Sleeping is very crucial to your life. The quality of sleep greatly influences your life in a very, very healthy way. Some people have sleeping disorders, and a lot of times it's not physical at all. It's because there's something kind of emotional or mental issue that they're dealing with, and maybe they're not even aware of it because they're denying it. They're in an emotional denial. So that can also affect sleep, but it's very important. Sometimes there is physical factors, like when somebody's really overweight and has a hard time breathing, and they had developed a sleep. What do you call that? That word was just on the tip of my tongue here, and I forgot it. It's where you probably know someone like this, where you're sleeping and suddenly they're not breathing anymore. Yeah, and then then you hear, and they start breathing again. Their heart jump started itself because it put a lot of pressure on the heart, yeah, to force the body to start breathing again. That's dangerous, yeah. And some people it doesn't happen, so they die in their sleep. What is this sleep apnea? Apnea. Sometimes it's severe, sometimes it's not. Yeah, I went through a sleep clinic myself a couple of years ago here in Berlin. This is a new thing that's really popping up in Germany because people are starting to understand that sleep is very important. And so I went to get myself checked out, and here, sure enough, I had a mild apnea. And so they tested me out. I had to sleep at this laboratory, and it's just like a bedroom. Yeah, there's all these hallway of bedrooms. There's a lot of people getting tested, and they put this mask over your nose. They're putting oxygen into your nose. You have to get used to it. They're watching you all night long, and so I could barely remember, a nurse coming in and adjusting the mask and stuff like that. And then I got about 7 hours of sleep, and I woke up. Jeez, I felt good. Boy, I never felt that good in a long time. Yeah, waking up. And so then we all had to wait and have our go through the results with the doctor, the sleep doctor, and sure enough, he showed me the what happened. They showed me the readout. And so here you had a dream, and here you had another dream. It's just so cool. Yeah? It shows where you're dreaming. Of course, it'd be cool if it could show the dream. Or maybe not. Maybe that's too embarrassing. Yeah? Anyway, and then they said, "Yeah, see here." He said, "At this point, he said you started to really snore." They said, and so we increased the air, more air into that hose, and you stopped snoring. They said, so the rest of the night you didn't snore at all. They said you slept very peacefully. So your problem can be corrected. I didn't even know I had a problem to begin with. Yeah, and see, I sleep single in a double bed. That's why. Hey. Or maybe it's the other way around, but just one body. Yeah. Z rugged guy. Anyway, um, with my health insurance, they paid for a machine, small, a little small. It's a really small machine that I use, and it has a mask that goes over my nose and my mouth, and I put that on when I go to sleep, and I really sleep good. Yeah, because it's pushing air into down my throat and to my lungs, and to make sure that the opening stays open. And when I wake up, I really feel good. Yeah, it's just, and you know what? It affects your dreams too. It affects how you dream, and it's really been a wonderful experience since then. And that has really affected my daytime, my awake hours. I have more energy. I can eat more candy bars, and no, not that bad. No, really, I can do much more than I could before. The sleep is really important, and I'm not really that big of a guy. I mean, I should say fat. Um, I am tall, but still, I had an apnea. I had a mild sleep apnea, and so they call this sleep therapy. Yeah, and so I use that machine every night ever since then, and every now and then I have to get tested to see if they need to increase the air or decrease, because see how it's working on me and stuff like that. So far, it's been wonderful, and my health insurance pays for that, so I take advantage of that. Yes, so sleep is really important. Quality of sleep, just like how we say you have to take care of yourself physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and part of that includes doing exercise. Part of that includes, or at least walking around. Yeah, go walk around, and just take it easy on the junk food. And you don't have to become extreme, like I said before. You don't have to be a vegan, yeah, or go live in a cave and just eat grass and bugs. Yeah, no, 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 no. You can be wild. Yeah, just don't overdo it. That's how life is. We can be crazy and wild and then be serious too. Yeah, there's times for all of that. So, my life has become even better, the quality, because of my sleep quality is increased. So sleep is very, very, very important. And now the other thing is in Lakota Star Knowledge says that, remember, I said this several times so far in the show, that reality begins within. And within is where, your physical body, your mind, your soul, and your emotions connect. Now at that area, you're looking at your mind. Your mind has 4 parts. Your soul has 4 parts. There are 4 basic emotions. And all humans have the same 4 basic stages of development. It's just that women have 3 more. but they have the same 4 that men have. So, with that, let's just look at the mind. Yeah, the mind having 4 parts. Now, there's names for these in Lakota, but I'm not going to say them. Yeah, because I don't want to confuse you. Because most listeners are not Lakota speakers, so you won't know which one I'm talking about. So I'll call them by levels. Okay. So let's say the state that you're in right now, listening to this show, you're awake. Yeah, you're awake, and let's call this level 4. Okay? And the state where you're asleep is actually 2 levels. Okay? That's level. We'll call that level 3 and level 2. Where your sacred center is level 1. Okay? That's the source. So, when you're asleep, you're in either level 3 or level 2. Mostly, you're in level 3. Okay? And sometimes there's going to be information coming to you. And it might be to warn you. It might be to entertain you. Yeah? And it might be to just say you're hang in there. And that comes from deep inside of you. Sometimes knowledge is going to come to you through there. And when you're asleep, you're closer to that point than you are when you're awake. Now do you see how important it is to sleep? So when I saw this post that said, wake up 1 hour earlier than you normally do, so you can live another hour, that's bullshit. That's duality again. Seeing things as just this or that. Do you see what I mean? That's not true. In the Lakota world, it's very important to get your sleep, because when you're asleep, again, you're closer to the sacred center than you are when you're awake. I mean, let me repeat that, because I don't want to confuse anybody. When you're asleep, you're closer to the sacred center than when you're awake, because you're in level 3 or level 2, and that's closer to the sacred center. When you're awake, you're in level 4. You're further away. So it's important. Yeah, it's important to get your sleep. It's important to get what you need. Some of us need a lot of sleep. Some of us need less sleep. It's not the same for everybody. I know health people have been saying 8 hours of sleep, but that's not really true. The reason why that was issued was because of the dualistic world of working 9 to 5. Or even before that, it was worse. People were working 16 hours, back then. And so, they want to get workers in factories to work as efficiently as possible. They told them you need 8 hours of sleep so you can work in a factory all the way through. See, that's forcing a sleep pattern to fit into a dualistic industrialized society. But that's not the ancestral way. You sleep when you need it. So in the Lakota way, sometimes you just feel tired, so you go lay down and take a nap, and get up when you get up. Don't worry if it's a 10-hour nap. Really, I'm serious. Don't worry if you end up sleeping 10, 12 hours. It's because your body needed it. Maybe you went through something emotional, and that even though you didn't do anything physically taxing, emotions can really tire you out. So rest, get sleep. What you need to recharge yourself. So don't worry if one night you sleep 12, 14 hours. It's okay. Your body needed it. And get up and do what you need to do. Eat something healthy and take a walk and continue on. carry on, as they say. Yeah, that's how it is in the ancestral world. So sleeping is being closer to the sacred than being awake. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, that's from the Lakota perspective. So, like I said, I've been off the internet for about 2.5 weeks, and I just got the internet back on Monday, 2 nights ago. And so I've had to, really catch up on some business that I do on the internet. And the past couple of nights, I've been up to 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, trying to catch up. Yeah. And so yesterday, this morning, at 6 o'clock this morning, I went to bed. It's still dark though. Yeah, it's still dark out. And I fell asleep, and then I got up. I saying I'm gonna get up at noon because I need to. I don't want to sleep way in the afternoon. Yeah, and because I had to do business in the post office and do some food shopping. And I didn't want to get that done too late, so I saying to myself, oh, I'm gonna get up at noon. So I didn't even fall asleep till about 7:30. Yeah, just laying there trying to sleep, and I had too many things on my mind. Finally, I just relaxed, yeah, and put on some oldies and fell asleep. And then the alarm went off, and I got up, and I was like, "Ugh, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep some more. I need more sleep." So I shut my alarm off, and then I forgot it was on the snoozer thing was on. Yeah, so 5 minutes later it went off again. So I was like, "Gee, God damn it!" So I got up and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go use a bathroom at least." I went and used the bathroom, and I realized, boy, I'm still really tired. Yeah, by that time it was about 12:30. That I'm talking about in the afternoon. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna at least I'm just gonna lay down, listen to music. Yeah. So I laid down and I put on some music, and and next thing you know, I'm in dreamland, and I had one of the best dreams I ever had in my life. Isn't that interesting? When that happens, yeah, that you get up, yeah, and you got, for me, 6 hours of sleep is okay. It's efficient for me. And I could have stayed up. Yeah, I could have jumped into the shower and woke right up and, went downtown, did my business. I could have did that. But I decided I'm just going to lay down a little bit. And then I fell asleep again. And I had one of the most exciting dreams I ever had in a long time. So just think I would have missed out on that. Yeah? So you see, if I had woken up 1 hour earlier so I could live 1 hour longer, I would have missed this dynamite dream. And I got some information from that dream too, and I would have missed that as well. So sleep is important, and dreams are too. It's like I said, sometimes the dreams they warn you, and that's because it's helping you. It's on your side. It might, when dualistic people, when they get those kind of dreams, right away they call it a nightmare. In some cases, it might be. Yeah, it might be because it might be something you ate. It might be because of something you maybe you're going through something, and it's I don't know. It could be. It really could be a scary dream. And just wake up and just think about it. Then do something you like and let it go. Yeah. But a lot of times it's a warning. And warnings are not meant to scare you. Warnings are meant so that you save yourself. And so when you look at it like that, it's on your side. It's trying to help you. Yeah. So in this level 2 and level 3 area that I was talking about earlier, we have to be careful, because sometimes, see, we can go from level 4 to level 1 without going to sleep. But for men, this could be dangerous. Yeah, so that's why there's a ceremony that's used for that, that's called hamblecha. You cannot do that alone. Because if you try something from that level 2 and level 3 area, see, that area leads into other realms of existence. And there's healthiness and unhealthiness throughout the universe. Yeah? That's just the way reality is. Reality includes healthiness and unhealthiness. So something unhealthy could come through there. And if you're not experienced, it could fool you and trick you. That's one way people get schizophrenic. One way. It's not the only way. Okay, so don't quote me on that. That's not the only way. That's just one way. So that's why when people do this, they really need a holy person to guide them through it, because holy people can see this, and they're sitting inside of a sweat lodge while you're up on the hill going through this, so they see what you see. And if something from that level 2 and level 3 area unhealthy comes, they can deal with it in the sweat lodge right there at the same time, even though you're physically in two different locations. I mean, you're on the hill and the medicine man is in the sweat lodge. The medicine man, through this level 2 and level 3 area, he can go in there and stop that thing so it doesn't bother you. See, you may not know what it is. It could appear as a dead relative. It could appear as somebody you love who's dead. It could imitate them, because what it does is it reads your mind. It reads your memories, and it can imitate the voice. It can imitate the physical appearance. That's why when men do this hamblecha ceremony, the holy person's supposed to be helping them, because the holy person can tell when it's a trickster. Yeah? And then they have the power to push it off so it doesn't bother you. And you can continue with your journey from level 4 to level 1 without going to sleep. You're not supposed to sleep during that ceremony. The whole idea is to go from level 4 to level 1 without going to sleep. You see what I mean? So that's part of the hamblecha experience. Now, I said men. See, women don't need this. They do something already inside their bodies. Most women have this intuition gift, and there might be a few men who get it too, but mostly it's women. That's part of the extra stages of development that women have. Yeah. So think about that. If a man is this way, what does that say about the man? Even though he's physically male, but he has this extra development. What does that say about him? I'll let you think about that. Yeah. If you're a student of mine, you know what it is. Yeah, you know what it says about that man. Because there are men who are this way. Yeah. So anyway, most women, this is something that they do naturally. It's a natural process that. It's easier, yeah. They do this within themselves. So the hamblecha ceremony is not for women because they don't need it. It's not necessary. That coming from a very old Lakota Star Knowledge story called "When the Moon Cried," and this is when women get the three extra stages of development. And as I said, men have to do extra things to become in balance, and those extra things involve ceremonies, and this is why those ceremonies are male only. It's not because men are better, it's because men are lesser. So they have to do this to come into balance with women. But that's through the Lakota perspective. When you're looking at Lakota things, you have to look at through Lakota eyes, not Western eyes. Unfortunately, today, most women don't. They look at it through feminist eyes. And so they end up doing these ceremonies that were not designed for them. So it's like they're taking their hearts out and throwing it on the ground. When they do these ceremonies, they're violating womanhood. They're violating the earth. They're violating their connection to the moon, to the thunder beings. See what I mean? It's a really old teachings that I'm sharing with you right now, these past few seconds. And most people don't know them because of that experience that I told you about, where the reservation became Christianized and the churches basically brainwashed us. That's the reason why. Yeah. So again, with this Humblecha thing, sometimes people get the vision, sometimes they don't. That's okay. That's okay. Just try again a year later. There are people who try to do this once a week, and that's incorrect. Yeah, that's like diabetes. Yeah, you're only supposed to do that once a year when you're a man. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to, not all men are required to do that because, like I said, some men kind of have this gift already. Yeah. So, anywho, so dreams are important. Yeah, and like I said, they will give you information, and sometimes they're going to show you something that's going to happen beforehand. That's interesting. That's where it really gets interesting. Yeah, and so you see, if we were going to stay up all 24 hours of the day, look at how much of reality we're missing. Reality begins within, and that means it hits the dream world before it hits the awake world. So you see, sleeping is very important. So no, do not wake up 1 hour earlier. If you deprive yourself of sleep just to be awake, you're actually killing yourself because you're separating yourself from that sacred center. Think about that.